One of the biggest challenges I see with speech-language evaluations is that many speech-language pathologists feel really comfortable administering standardized tests and reporting scores, but they feel a lot less confident when it comes to non-standardized approaches like language sampling, observations, dynamic assessment. The problem is that those non-standardized approaches are often the most important part of the evaluation, especially for multilingual students. We created this course to help speech-language pathologists feel confident from the beginning of the evaluation all the way through the report writing and making recommendations. Non-standardized approaches are incredibly important because they show us how students actually communicate in real life. Standardized tests can give us useful information, but they don't always tell us how a child uses language in the classroom, interacts with peers, communicates across different settings in different languages. Non-standardized approaches allow us to see functional communication, learning potential, and authentic use of language, which leads us to better diagnostic decisions. Why do so many SLPs avoid language sampling and dynamic assessment? Honestly, I understand why. These approaches can feel overwhelming. Many SLPs were not thoroughly trained in these areas in graduate school, and even when they were introduced, they didn't have the opportunity to practice to the level where they feel really comfortable using them independently. Language sampling and dynamic assessment can feel time-consuming, and they aren't black and white. They aren't scores in a box, right? It takes time to develop the clinical competence using these types of measures that you need to make excellent diagnostic decisions. Non-standardized approaches are valuable with all students because they provide us with information that standardized testing alone cannot provide. That said, these approaches become especially critical when we're evaluating multilingual students because standardized test scores often don't fully capture a child's learning abilities or learning potential. Language samples allow us to see how a student uses language naturally. We can look at grammar, we can look at vocabulary, narrative skills, intelligibility, pragmatics, sentence complexity, conversational skills, and I can go on and on. They give us information that no standardized test can fully capture.